Life is hard. Life is very hard. I was thinking about something the other day, and I wanted to make a video on this just to see if it turns out good, and just to see if I can get my thoughts clearly out on this, right? It's going to be about choices and decisions. Keep looking around because there's a lot of cars going around for no reason. So I was in the truck yesterday, just thinking, listening to music, and something came across me that I think is very, it needs to be said. Life is so hard that what makes it so hard is that you have to make a lot of right choices at an early age. Right? This is why they say you're setting yourself up now for the next 20 to 30 years down the road, right? So as a young person, you have to be wise to a degree. You have to have some wisdom. You have to be smart. You can't just be like YOLO, because YOLO will mess up the next 20 to 30 years of your life, right? Life is like a baseball game, like a manager of a baseball game, or like a pitcher. You have to call a good game. You have to call a good life. You're going to give up your home runs. You're going to mess up here and there. You're going to score runs. But there's some mistakes you just stay away from. Certain errors you don't make. Right? Eventually you're going to miss a ground ball. That's an error, right? But you don't miss easy pop flies. See, you have, at a young age, you're not really mature, right? Your brain doesn't really mature until you're 25. And I'm telling you, it's a world of difference. I'm 24 and I'll be 25 this year. It's a major difference in the way you think and operate. It's a major difference, by the way, from what I think now to what I was thinking at 20 years old. Major difference, right? But you're forced to make these good decisions at an age where you're not rational, yet your best, right? So this is why it's so vital to have great parents. This is why parents are so important in the development and in the mental development and the growth and the maturity of a child, right? Because if you're brought up correctly, you're not going to make certain mistakes. You're going to have fun. You may come back 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock at night drunk. We can all do that. But we can't come back with you drunk with an accident. See, the earlier you make your mistakes, the harder it is to recover. If you give up 6 runs in the first inning, in the second inning, you're going to spend the rest of the game trying to come back. Right? And if life is the game and first and second inning are your teenage to early 20s, right? You're going to spend the rest of your life trying to get back and come back and make an adjustment off the mistakes you made years ago. This is why your environment, your choices, your decisions you make on a daily basis have to be sound. They're not going to be perfect. Don't get that twisted. You don't got to call it perfectly, but you just got to call a decent, good game. And see, in the first and second inning, you can give up 2 runs. You can come back. That's not that much of a deficit. If you give up 10 runs, and this is what you see when people get into accidents and have pregnancies unneeded or unwanted, and all these different other things. They get a vice and they get on drugs and they get on gambling and alcohol and sex and all this different stuff, right? That's equivalent to you giving up a 10-run lead in the second and third inning, right? Now you have to work that much harder to overcome these things. And to be honest with you guys, some of those things never go away. It's so hard to get rid of them. I've seen it. You guys have seen it. I've seen it, right? This is why the smartest and the most adaptive human beings that learn from the behaviors of others strive in a society, right? Because if you look around and look at the people that made the mistakes early on in their life, some of them never recovered. You look at them in your family. You look at them at your family friends, at your moms and friends and your dad's friends. Some of them made mistakes early on in life where they couldn't even be successful anymore because that's how bad of a decision they made. Or they just didn't have the fight to overcome that mistake. It's so hard. This is what makes life so hard, right? And if you don't have a parent that didn't raise you in a decent way to where you make sound decisions at a young age, if you just came from a single parent household, if you were, if you came from adoption or anything like that, or an orphanage, it's going to be hard for you to overcome and make sound decisions. This is what they mean when they say that life was lost a long time ago. Because if you don't have good parents, if you didn't have good grandparents, if you didn't have anybody within your vicinity, a mentor, if you didn't have anybody close to you that imputed good sound knowledge into you, you were lost. Because who at 15, right, you see these kids getting into gang violence. They weren't thinking clearly. They weren't making rational decisions. But now, since they made that mistake at 16, they got to suffer into their 40s, their 30s. You have to make good, sound decisions in order to have a shot. So I just wanted to come in and make this video for you guys, give you guys get you guys thinking in a better way to try to improve your situation and kind of try to get certain knowledge that you missed or capitalize on the knowledge that you did have. But that's my video. You guys go and like, comment, subscribe, share the video if you like the video, and I'm out.